Okay, Team 4th grade. This is Miss Sissel, and I'm going to be teaching you how to make the fraction number line. You're going to start by drawing a line. And you are going to label that line with a 0 at one end and a 1 at the other end. Next, you're going to cut that line in half and try to do it as equally as you possibly can. There are 2 pieces. Okay, there's this piece over here. There's this piece over here. So because there's 2 pieces, we are going to put a 2 in the denominator. And since this is the first of those 2 pieces, we're going to label this as 1/2. You can also label this one as half, and this is 2 halves, which is equivalent to 1 whole. Next step, we are going to break our fraction number line into fourths. And the way that we're going to do that is by splitting each of these halves in half. When we split each one of the halves in half, we create 4 pieces. There's 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4 pieces. All right? So we're going to label each piece with the denominator of 4. This is the first fourth, the second fourth, the third fourth, and the fourth fourth. Next step, we are going to split this fraction number line into eighths. So I'm going to split each one of the fourths in half. Split that one, that one, that one, and that one. And it is really important that you do it one step at a time. Do the halves first, then the fourths, then the eighths. Because if you try to do all these lines at once, they'll be uneven and a mess. So don't do it that way. So now I have 8 pieces. There's 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And because I have 8 pieces, I'm going to label my denominators with an 8. So that one has an 8. That one has an 8. That one is an 8. That one is an 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. And be careful not to miss any. So make sure when you look up and down here, you should see an 8th for each one because it's broken into 8 pieces. So make sure you don't miss any. And then I'm going to label my numerator like I did before. This is the first 8th, second 8th, third 8th, fourth 8th, fifth 8th, sixth 8th, seventh 8th, 8/8. Now here's a really cool thing about doing the fraction number line. It's very, very easy to see our equivalent fractions. So if we look right here, we know that 1/2 and 2/4, 1/2, 2/4, and 4/8 are all equivalent fractions. If we look here, we see that 1/4 and 2/8 are equivalent fractions. And if we look here, we see that 3/4 and 6/8 are equivalent fractions. We also say that 1 is the same thing as 2/2, is the same thing as 4/4, is the same thing as 8/8. Whenever the numerator and the denominator are the same number, that equals 1 whole.